Very well, it's the news hour right here on SMB. I'm Rita Cavanyoro, and we kick it with districts and municipal local governments that have recorded weak implementations of the revenue collection plans, projecting a 15% on the most northern districts named after they have worstly performed. Now, this has the highlights of the results from the assessment of the local government functional processes as well as the system assessment.
Framework focused on 5 performance areas, which include cross-cutting, water, environment, education, healthy and micro-scale irrigation. Under cross-cutting assessment, district and municipal local governments recorded a weak implementation of revenue collection plan at only 15%. The ability to collect revenue is central to a country's capacity to finance social services such as health and education, critical infrastructures such as electricity and roads, and other public goods. Considering the vast needs for poor countries, this low level of revenue collection is putting the economic development at risk.
The following: implementation of revenue collection plans, that was weak, it stands at 15%. Establishment of functional consultative redress committees, that was also low, it stands at 25%. Recruitment of district engineers, this also is low, it stands at 25%, but I was informed that the districts are handicapped because the certified engineers are not really readily available.
In my view, we can be appreciative of the outcome. But as you heard, I have also emphasized that in the next financial year, we need government, ministries, departments, and agencies to be more effective, efficient, and timely in the delivery of services, schools, health centers, and also infrastructure.
In the same local government performance assessment report, most northern districts were named the worst performing districts. Among them is Agago, Abong, Pakwach, Albetong and the Beam, Madi Okolo, as well as Nakaseke and Bugweri district. The Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Lupo, urged the local governments to work closely with the private sector.
In light of that performance, in the next financial year, they should also deal with the issue of strengthening the private sector and working closely with the private sector, because we are running an economy which is private sector led. And they should deal with the issues of environment, to protect our environment, to avoid issues of global warming.
Findings further show that many African countries are losing billions of dollars to corruption due to weak administration at local government levels. In Uganda, for instance, numerous corruption cases at the districts and lower local governments are attributed to the low level of citizen participation in the planning, budgeting, and monitoring of public service delivery. Could this be the reason as to why some of the districts have performed badly? The Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Robin Anabanja, says Uganda is run on a zero tolerance to corruption and pledges to uproot the seed of corruption in the country.
Juzi nabadde nakasongola nensanga nga omugasezibwa bagusasulako bilioni 7 naye bwolaba omulimu gwe bakoze. Yes, total budget ya milioni 15 naye bwolaba omulimu ogukoleddwa vis-a-vis esente ze basasudde nga tebyenkanankana. Era bwe nadda wano nentumayo minisita Honorable Musa Echweru ddayo kakati tuli mu kufeffeta okulaba ekizibu kiriwa. Kati permanent secretaries njagala baleme kutuulanga mu office babaleetere empapula. Bw'otuula mu office osobola okusasula nga report nungi nnyo naye ng'ekiri ku ground kifaanana naki na report. Era kinkozeseza meeting eno twagala kukola tiimu ffenna tubeere muntu omu tutambuze ekintu kino munaakiraba ekinaddamu. Abantu bagenda kufuna mu guno omulimu. District ezikoze obubi nnyo njagala bagamba ebyokusaaga mubireke kubanga naffe tugenda kujja kubalaba tugenda kutuuka mu districts ezo ezikoze obubi naye ng'ekyo si kyekikulu ennyo ekikulu kuli kuweereza abantu districts ezikoze obubi mwewulidde naddala zino Bugweri district yange eri wano kumpi wano but of course bagambye empya naye iganga si mpya so tusaba bannaffe mwenna abali abavunaanyizibwa mu districts ezo ba LC5 ba RDC tugenda kutandika njagala kugamba president tutandika okuriwardinga districts ezikoze obulungi bw'oba okoze bulungi tukongere alina yakola ki yayongerwako
to enable them to consciously and proactively participate in the local governance. This can be done by giving the necessary information to the citizens, by mobilizing and providing leadership to enable citizens become more aware of their constitutional rights to demand accountability and transparency in service delivery from the leaders entrusted with power.
Njagala bannaffe mukkirize oba mugaane nti bwe tuba tuli bannayuganda baba bali batufunamu tulina okutandikirawo mbagirawo ekisooka nga tunaba kubaleeta wano kubalaga results zammwe na assessment nammwe mwekolemu self evaluation bw'oba oli permanent secretary weebaleemu wekka oli chief administrative officer weebaleemu and therefore nze mbadde njagala okulaba nga gavumenti yonna etambulira wamu tusobole okuweereza bannayuganda.
The challenge in fighting corruption and poor service delivery in local governments in Uganda is the fact that the affected communities weak, timid, and reluctant to demand accountability from their leaders. Pedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
Well, thanks to Pedson Mumbere there. Now, continuing on to following up on the Makerere Tower. Now, Makerere University has diverted the donations meant for restoration of the iconic Ivory Tower. In October last year, Makerere University launched platforms of enabling willing individuals as well as organizations for the monetary contribution for restoration of the iconic main building. Let's take a look at what is happening now.
Makerere University management will divert the would-be donation for the restoration of the iconic Ivory Tower to renovations ahead of centennial celebrations. Established in 1922, Makerere University will celebrate 100 years of existence in 2022 as the oldest institution of higher learning in Uganda. In October last year, Makerere University launched platforms to enable willing individuals and organizations to offer monetary contribution for the restoration of the iconic tower main building. The structure, commonly referred to as Ivory Tower, was gutted by fire in September. Following the Ifino, students, alumni, and well-wishers called for the expeditious restoration of the building ahead of the centenary celebrations. However, last week, the cabinet resolved to demolish the structure and allocated 21 billion for the reconstruction of the building. However, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, the Vice Chancellor of Makerere University, says part of the money from the donations would be used to replace utilities in the main building gutted by fire, like computers, and renovation of structures like halls of residence.
The lady finishes up.
Karamoja is one of the areas in Uganda with the largest mineral potentials. The region has high deposits of iron, copper, cobalt, among others. Mabo miners in Rupa sub-county, that's Moroto district, have now appealed to the European Union in Uganda for support towards value addition to their extractives. These say that they are exploited by middlemen and end up earning little from the Mabo in their area. The European Union, ahead of delegation, led 9 ambassadors under the bloc to visit the Mabo mines in Moroto over the last week to discuss the challenges and opportunities of minerals and human rights in Uganda. During the visit, a miner said that many of them are being exploited by the middlemen who offer them low prices due to the absence of modern equipment to extract the marble. Cabinet recently approved the Mining and Mineral Bill 2020 that seeks to reform and strengthen the legal, regulatory and institution frameworks to cater for mineral traceability, certification and value addition, as well as mineral revenue management and formalization of small-scale miners.
Very well, that brings us to the end of the news hour right here on SMB. Coming up on your screen, Jerome Paul Sonko with an expert analysis.